Hey guys!
Welcome to our YouTube channel. This video we're going to be documenting our journey and our move from Tucson, Arizona to Palmer, Alaska.
I bet you can't guess where we are right now.
In Alaska, clearly.
we made it, spoiler alert, but it's not to take away from a lot of the dramatic events that took place to get us here. So stay tuned and we will walk you through every step of the way. It was quite an adventure.
Yep. Some of the places we drove were Arizona,
Utah,
Idaho,
Montana,
Alberta, Canada,
British Columbia,
and Yukon, before we finally ended up in Alaska! So our first leg of the journey, we left Tucson, Arizona, and we drove to Beaver, Utah, which was a total of 577 miles.
Yes, and we thought from the beginning that we were going to be doing a lot of like videos and photos, because our goal was to make a video for you guys to enjoy the adventure and come along with us and see kind of what the trip is like. However, we didn't really take a lot of photos or video in the very beginning, so we apologize up front, but we're going to try to keep this as entertaining as possible for the first few legs of the story. Bear with us and we'll get there.
And a lot of our video footage we used for Instagram and Facebook videos, so we have portrait videos, landscape videos, and it's all kind of just mashed together along with some photos. But it gets better as we go on. So we're finally about to leave Tucson. We were supposed to leave at 8 a.m. It is almost 12 p.m. We had some people try and steal our dirt bike and break into our shit this morning, and had to deal with that, and then the dogs pissed everywhere, so rough morning, but we're on the way. Our second leg of the journey, we left Beaver, Utah, and made our way up to Pocatello, Idaho, for a total of 360 miles.
Now, in the beginning, the weather was beautiful, and our intention was trying to save as much money as we could, because we knew that it was going to be a rather expensive trip, driving all that way with all 4 vehicles. So we wanted to try to like camp as much as possible. So the first 2 stops we stayed in cabins, which were really cute. The one in Beaver, Utah had a little dog park right outside, and they had these obstacle course things. So I decided that, you know, no better time than now to try to train them before we actually get to our new home in Alaska. So I ran them through some of the obstacle courses and didn't have very much success.
And as you can see, they probably won't be winning any ribbons anytime soon.
No. Okay.
Our third leg of the journey, we left Pocatello, Idaho, and we made our ways up to Great Falls, Montana, for a total of 410 miles.
Close your eyes, get out your skin. Oh, it is matter, let it in. If I could, I
guys, we've hit some fairly bad weather. We're taking it easy. As you can see.
So this is where we encountered our first snow. We got distracted by a noise the LMTV was making. Well, instead of turning left to go towards Montana, we ended up going straight, where there became even more snow and extreme weather conditions.
Yes.
We were not expecting this amount of snow until we got to Canada. So I made the suggestion, why don't we just pull into this neighborhood over here on the right, turn around, and then we'll head back the way we're supposed to be going.
To be fair, on GPS, it did look like the subdivision just had like a little loop in it, so we could go in there, not have to worry about doing any 3-point turns, because the LMTV is a beast.
So we have Jason in the driver's seat, and we entered the neighborhood. And I was like, yeah, just up here a little ways, we're going to take a left and then come back down. What we didn't realize is it started to be a steep incline going uphill. And as we made it about halfway up, there was a vehicle coming towards us. So we started to pull off to the side, and thankfully this vehicle turned into a driveway. But by that point, we were going up quite steep and we started to lose traction. So I hop out of the vehicle to check where the LMTV is positioned, and Jason is just like freaking out because the entire back of the LMTV is sliding towards the left, and to the left is a huge hill going down the side of the mountain.
Just a big drop off.
We can't control it. We're both kind of freaking out. It's not really moving anywhere. It's just rotating in the road.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow or another...
Every time I tried to get it to move, I could feel the back end just go that much further toward the edge of the hill.
We also don't have any video footage of this because Jason probably would have killed me if I pulled out the camera.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, somehow we managed to pull it into somebody's driveway. And thank you, if you're watching this video, for letting us use your driveway. I did notice that you had a Ring doorbell, which probably provided some great entertainment for you. But we're sorry for using your driveway, but it kind of made our trip somewhat successful.
Yeah, thank you. It saved our LMTV. So during that time when we were in the driveway, even the driveway had a lot of snow, and the LMTV got stuck in the driveway. The tires just kept spinning. So I called my cousin, who has driven LMTVs for the Army, and he gave us a little tidbit on putting it in mode transmission to engage the four-wheel drive. So we swapped seats. Phil hopped in. He did the switch with the mode
transmission.
Yeah, mode transmission mode. Anyway, we were able to get it to move. So all 4 tires locked in and it started moving, and it looked so simple. I wish we would have known this before, almost going off the side of the frickin' hill. So yeah.
We had also just purchased the LMTV and hadn't really driven it more than 2 or 3 times. And
the first time we drove it, it broke down.
yeah. So,
Did we learn our lesson?
no. We decided to drive 3,700 miles to Alaska in it.
of our souls.
Our next leg took us from Great Falls, Montana, across the Canadian border to Calgary, Alberta.
Eh? Montana was pretty flat and unentertaining throughout the last leg in the lower 48. Apparently that's a thing you say in Alaska, is you don't consider the rest of the states the rest of the United States, it's the lower 48.
Made it to Canada. We're just waiting for the other 2 to come. We've got the whole squad with us now. We've all made it into Canada. Let's hit the road. The next leg of our journey took us from Calgary to Drayton Valley, which was a total of 190 miles.
And getting into Canada, crossing the border, was really exciting because it was my first time ever in Canada. So with that being said, when we showed up in Calgary, we were going to be staying at a really nice hotel, and the area and stuff was really nice too. So big breath of fresh air, because the night before in Great Falls we stayed at a Super 8 and it wasn't very super. I wound up sleeping in the car, not really sleeping, more like scouting out, making sure that nobody messed with our stuff, because it was a very sketchy place.
So we woke up in Calgary at 6 a.m, ready to hit the road bright and early.
Yeah, we were ready to get going.
And as we started to bring the dogs out and some of the clothing, we noticed we'd been robbed. A bunch of our stuff had been taken from our Jeep Wrangler and inside of the Jeep Wrangler.
And here's the raw emotional footage of that.
More shit stolen from us. Come on, humanity, why are you such assholes? We're just trying to move to Alaska. Stop stealing from us. By the time we get there, we're gonna have nothing left. So no one broke into the LMTV last night, which is good. This car was safe. Thankfully, nobody tried to steal the dirt bike again, or did they? Let's check the straps on this thing. I did chain the front tire. No one tried to take that. Just all of this stuff up here. And then you come inside. The motherfuckers ripped my center console off. They ripped this whole thing off and took it. And then they went in here and they took my registration, my insurance cards, all of my Jeep stuff, my main... Also, on this seat, this whole seat was a giant duffel bag. It was huge. It came from here, it went all the way down to the footwell. That contained every piece of clothing I owned. I have no clothes, guys. I'm gonna have to run around naked.
Crime everywhere. You're selling false hope because you just don't care. Nah, you just don't care. Nah, you just don't care.
Added measure, we've now got some chain cap. So no one can take this dirt bike off. And it's 10 o'clock. We are 4 hours later than expected on this road trip.
Gotta get this money cause you know I never had it. I'm feeling like
So here we are at New Holland Agriculture in Rimbey, Alberta, Canada.
Yeah.
And we stopped because this morning, we'll fill you in on the details, after everything got stolen from us, that the LMTV would not start because it was so cold.
Yeah.
And I'd heard some stuff about block engine heaters and didn't really think we'd need one. I was like, it's not quite cold yet. But we ran into that problem, and as we go further north, we're going to get colder and colder. So we stopped here, and we're actually getting an engine coolant circulator, which will keep it warm.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know what it's called, but the people are really nice. Finally, you know, you always hear the Canadians are so nice, and then you stop at a hotel and wake up to all of your stuff being stolen, and not all of it, that's a little exaggerated, but
Quite a bit.
you know, you get the point. Anything being stolen, it's not a nice feeling. So now we're here and we're gonna install this thing that we bought. I don't know exactly what it is, but the guy was nice enough to let us pull the LMTV into the shop to get out of the cold, because although it may not look like it, it's pretty cold here.
It is really cold.
It's like what, 28?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Way colder than Arizona,
Yeah.
that's for sure. But yeah, we're going to pull around the back and we're going to put this coolant heater in the truck ourselves. He's going to point us in the right direction.
Yeah.
And wish us luck. We worked on the plane.
Yeah, we've worked on a plane, so I'm sure this can't be that difficult, right?
Yeah. All right.
Fingers crossed.
Let's
go.
go.
Let's go do this.
couldn't install it ourselves, so we have come to Road Hard Shop.
Yeah.
Just across
Road
the street.
hard.
After a couple of hours at Road Hard, they unfortunately were unable to install the heater due to a missing part. But they were kind enough to send us on our way with some ether and not charge us for the service. And just when we thought things couldn't get worse. Road trip disaster. We were driving and a huge semi-truck drove by. Massive rock came up and hit the window, right in the view. You can see the size of how big that is. And I got covered in glass, it flew in my face. And as you can see, there's just glass, little shards all over the truck. So we're retiring for the night. So we left Drayton Valley for a total of 390 miles and headed towards Dawsons Creek, British Columbia. But we stopped at Canadian Tire to get a window repair kit to try and fix the crack in the windshield. Wasn't too successful.
No.
And here is a picture.
Still looks like a massive crack. Not sure what the kit fixed. Nothing. Okay, so for this leg, we left Dawsons Creek and headed up to Fort Nelson. Took us about 280 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Along this route is where we joined the Alaska Highway.
Alright guys, so we are driving in British Columbia. We just crossed into Dawsons Creek last night. And it was a little bit icy on the roads, but it was clear, no snow or anything. And we're about an hour outside of Dawsons Creek. That's at 50 miles per hour. Fort St. John is where we are. And we just hit like severe winter weather. Everything's icy, it's foggy, there's snow on the ground, ice on the road. We just went down this 10% decline and then this huge bridge, which was super scary. But as you can see, the dogs are loving it. They're all asleep, just chilling. Anyway, see you soon.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep.
So we've had our first roadside emergency here on the Alaska Highway.
Alright guys, this concludes part 1. Please stay tuned. Thank you guys for staying with us for this long. We have much more interesting and tragic moments coming up.
So please join us on YouTube for future adventures coming
Yes.
your way. And make sure, hit the like button, subscribe, and please comment.
Bye!
Bye.